Jordan.
This is a 6-hour marathon.
As I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted by my laptop. Is that what the last thing I said? Or
You were
muttering to myself. Okay. I did see that. Yeah. That I
Should have taken a screenshot of these.
was. I at least whatever it froze on mine. We both looked really happy and comedic, despite having a heavy conversation leading into our episode. Lots of highs and lows, ups and downs, but excited to be here with you tonight, Jordan.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll just jump in and welcome everybody to season 2, episode 27 of Millennial Mom Thoughts.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
We have a lot of millennial mom thoughts today.
We have a lot of millennial mom thoughts, and I'll just start with my thought that I, of course, wanted to share last week, but didn't want to interfere with our interview. But with the ongoing situation in Minneapolis, one thing that I thought was important to bring into this space as we talk a lot about parenting and just being a parent, what that means today, especially with the topics we're going to talk about tonight. I just wanted to share this statement from Alex Preddy's parents following his murder, and just want to read what they had to say. So they said, "We are heartbroken, but also very angry. Alex was a kind-hearted soul who cared deeply for his family and friends, and also the American veterans whom he cared for as an ICU nurse at the Minneapolis VA hospital. Alex wanted to make a difference in this world. Unfortunately, he will not be with us to see his impact. I do not throw around the term hero lightly. However, his last thought and act was to protect a woman. The sickening lies told about our son by the administration are reprehensible and disgusting. Alex is clearly not holding a gun when attacked by Trump's murdering and cowardly ICE thugs. He has his phone in his right hand and his empty left hand is raised above his head while trying to protect the woman ICE just pushed down, all while being pepper sprayed. Please get the truth out about our son. He was a good man. Thank you," they say. Yeah. And just,
Heavy.
it's heavy. It's heavy.
Really heavy.
It's just heavy right now.
Yeah.
And I think just worth mentioning that it's okay to not be okay when things aren't okay. And it's okay to, like, as we mentioned, we've got a lot of highs and lows, ups and downs to talk about tonight, and sometimes a lot of things exist at once. But we shouldn't ignore the bad stuff when it's bad, and we should use the space that we have to talk about them, which I still don't have the words to really, fully articulate it, but just wanted to acknowledge that I am feeling all sorts of heaviness of the world. And, in the topic we're going to be circling around tonight of what advocacy looks like, I think that's big questions I'm asking myself about what my role is in the various spaces and communities I occupy. But we'll kind of come back to that, I think, as we get further into our conversation.
Well, do we want to kind of reflect on, I saw you putting thoughts from our interview, which the listeners were not privy to the post interview conversation,
the post podcast that I accidentally have saved for forever because I did not stop recording.
You didn't.
But yeah, turns out that awkward moment at the beginning where I'm like, "Nice to meet ya," was not meeting her for the first time. The whole time it really was like, man, and I bet our listeners felt this way, that she just seems like someone that I've known for a long time, or just I don't know. Becca's so friendly and sociable, easy to talk to. But turns out it was more than just that feeling for me, that I did in fact know her from college, did in fact live in the same house, not at the same time, but my friends were friends with her friends. I was there for the Beyonce halftime Super Bowl party at their house. And finally I was like,
Nice.
oh my gosh. So yeah, we got to reminisce a lot post
I
podcast. I
know, it was
probably
so
like
fun.
took over your friend
No, that was
catch up
awesome.
conversation.
That was so neat that you guys had that connection
Yeah,
and
go
didn't
Panthers.
even realize it. Yeah.
It's crazy. It really is. Small
Yeah.
world. You never know the impact and
I know.
the webs we weave. It was just funny. It really
The
took me back. Like it
connections.
unlocked this whole set of memories within me that I wouldn't say I've been repressing, but just hadn't
Yeah, it's
thought
just
about
not
my
commonly pulling up
yes,
or
yes.
regularly pulling up.
Yeah. My sophomore year of college, man. It was a time in my life.
Yeah,
But yeah, and of course, beyond that though, really enjoyed our conversation
I did
that we
too.
had. I feel like I learned so much from her perspective. There were things that I was still thinking about. And then even things that came up for me a few days ago when I was at the Writing Innovation Symposium. So
Yeah,
this is my, news catch up item is that I
your trip.
presented my workshop, my big trip, my big 36 hours away
Wow,
from home, which felt like honestly an eternity. Like
I
that's
bet
a long time.
it is.
3.5 hours away too. It's crazy. But
Just to be
one
in
of
the
the
car by yourself for that long must have felt different.
yes. Well, the drive up, I left at 5 a.m. and I even stopped twice to get gas and go to a rest stop and put on makeup as one does
Sure,
in Wisconsin. um, but and I
naturally.
had great I was listening to several episodes of This American Life in preparation for my classes podcast club. One of the options is
Yeah,
issues about discipline and what are some of the other like discipline assessment, other education related topics. So those were deep and good and captivating. And next thing I knew, I was running a red light in downtown Milwaukee.
stop.
Uh, yeah, but to be fair, it was the
Low
kind of red
traffic.
light that I only ran because there was no traffic and I was like looking ahead to, yeah. But,
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
like in downtown Peoria, there's a few of those lights that are like just on
Yeah,
the side. So it's like, if you don't know it's there, how would I know it was
yeah,
there? So I
yeah.
didn't know it was there.
It's not our
But
fault. It's
I
not
was
our
safe.
fault.
It was okay. And Ira
You're gonna get
Glass
a ticket in the
was
mail. They probably got those
they
cameras, and
probably
it's
do.
like, we'll
And I
just
would
mail
deserve
her the
it.
ticket.
I'd pay it. That's what I need to remember. I need to pay tolls. I also pass through like
Oh,
tolls in Illinois. And I think I have to go to a website
do
to do
you?
that.
I don't know. I
Otherwise,
always get
did
those
they?
texts that are like, you didn't
Right.
pay the
Well, and
toll.
I
It's like,
did
it's
get
all
one of those
scams.
texts like the next day because that's how they get you somehow. I don't know
Oh,
how they knew that I
how
just
did
went
they
through it. I
know?
don't know. But that feels a little
What
too
happens if you
coincidental.
just don't pay it?
But yeah, like me and 10 randos in a text. Like I know this isn't real,
Right.
but what happens if you don't pay?
Yeah.
I don't know if I want
There's
to
a
find
warrant
out.
for your arrest. Just like the other text that I get that's like, there's a warrant for your arrest.
Oh
Contact us
no.
immediately.
Jordan, I don't get those. I think that
Oh
must be
my
real.
gosh. I get spam texts all the time.
You're putting
All the
yourself
time.
out there too much. Just
I
kidding.
know. I mean, it is. My phone number's
Yeah.
just out there.
Yeah.
It's ruined.
But
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah, that was a
conference
fun
was
conversation. I'm
great.
glad
That
your
was a fun
conference was good.
conversation. We talked about, well, one of the things that came up was someone said scaffolding sociality,
Yeah, I saw you write
um,
that.
which
What
they meant
is
like it just reminded me of the part of our conversation about having like conversation cards on the table for middle school
Yeah.
kids, but
Yeah.
how even college students right now like don't need conversation prompts, but at the same time, like they need and crave structure. Like they want to connect, but
Definitely.
all in all, for me, it was, as weird as it was, like I didn't cry at all driving away or any
Okay.
like I didn't shed any tears. It was just a very weird, empty feeling, especially at night, just to
Yeah.
be like, what do I do? Like,
Now
yeah,
what?
yeah, yeah. It's just bizarre. So was very happy to get home, was
Yeah.
very grateful for grandparents who came up to watch her while Mitch
Oh,
was spent those
yeah, I
couple
was gonna
days at
ask.
ILMEA. So he was in Peoria hanging out with Brian. Um,
Oh yeah, you told
but
me they saw each
yeah,
other and
I
had
mean, by
lunch.
hanging out, I mean they saw each other for briefly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had a
Uh,
meal.
yes. Mitch told me how many times he hyped up our podcast, though. That he
Aw.
legitimately like it came up in conversation and he was telling people about what we're doing. So that was
That's fun.
cool. Um,
We're doing it.
we're doing it. We're doing it. And you, of course, have a big day today.
Yeah.
Today, as we're recording, as
As
a couple
yes,
days later as it
February
comes out, but
1st. Yes.
rabbit, rabbit, happy off February and happy, yes.
Yeah, Camden off lots of things. The most important of which is Camden's birthday is today and he turned 6.
I can't believe it.
And
I cannot.
I don't understand. I I don't understand how it happened and so quickly. And I mean, I think I have said that probably every year, like, oh my gosh, how did he turn 5? How was he 4?
Mhm.
And it just keeps happening. Funny how that works. And last night, it was very sweet how he said it. And of course, I know that I'm not going to be asked this many more times, over the years. But he said to Brian and I, like, can I, well, he calls it Snuggle Fest. Can I have a Snuggle Fest in your bed? Which is the sweetest. The problem is, he kicks and rolls and is flailing throughout the night.
Oh,
So
this is like an all-night snuggle
he
fest.
wants to sleep in
It's
our
sleeping
bed.
in your bed, yeah.
Yeah. And I can count on one hand that other people are probably like, how do you not let your kid sleep in your bed? It's
Eh,
so sweet. My sleep, I have to protect it
yeah.
because if I don't sleep well, my like I am useless the next day or
Mhm.
I'm a monster. I'm a useless monster and I get crabby. Anyways, so it doesn't happen a whole lot, but on the eve of his 6th birthday, when your
Yeah.
5-year-old says, I want to have a snuggle fest, you say yes, of
Of
course.
course.
But what's funny is I wasn't ready to go to bed when he
Yeah.
was, and so he went upstairs and we have a king bed. So he was in the middle of the bed, but then
Lucky.
closer on my side. So I get up there. I think maybe it was like 10 when I went to bed, and I kind of shoved him into the middle a little bit more because had really rolled onto mom's side. I thought, I'm going to put you on Brian's side as much as possible because you're going to make your way
Snuggle
back to
fest
me
over there.
anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't remember at what time, but I did. I got a hand right in the
Oh
face
my gosh.
and some flailing action. Brian ended up he came to bed and then ended up leaving like 2
Oh
hours later
no.
because he was like, he just kept kicking me.
How many
He kicks.
bruises?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I found him this morning on the couch
Oh my gosh.
because Camden had
Solo snuggle fest.
literally kicked him out. Anyways, but
Really?
it
That's
was
hilarious.
it was a great day.
Precious.
We were going to go out to breakfast, and then it was like, I'll make breakfast at home.
Mm.
We'll be here because there was other stuff I needed to do to set up for his birthday. Put the backdrop up that I did
Oh, the
last year.
backdrop.
So I got to use
Nice.
that again.
Good. Race car theme still.
It just said happy birthday.
Oh.
So, it wasn't
Wasn't last year race cars though?
Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheel. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
made his name into the Hot Wheels
That's
logo.
right. Okay. Okay.
And I had every intention of doing something similar this year with his name. The poster board is still in my trunk. And I just didn't get to it. It just
Well,
did not happen. But put up happy birthday. Still had the
that's what
same letters
matters.
from last year.
They still
And
spell it the same.
still, yeah, shockingly. Isn't that amazing? It's still spelled the same. I did balloons this year, so I blew up balloons.
Ooh, keepy
And
uppy.
there was a lot of keepy uppy until this evening one of the balloons popped.
Oh no.
Like, I don't know if there's a sharp spot. The entry, our front
Mm.
entry has like this little patch of hardwood floor, and then it goes into carpet. And for whatever reason, or it's just too cold.
Mm.
I filled those balloons pretty stinking full.
I
I got one of those little pumps from
was gonna,
Michael's,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I was like,
Went to
I think I
town.
made these too big. So they popped really easily.
Yeah.
But anyways, did gifts, and he's currently playing with one of them. He got this really cool Imaginext set that looks like
Ooh.
ancient Egypt because he's
Oh,
very
he's in.
into ancient
Yes. Oh,
Egypt.
I love that.
Yeah, it was a great day.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Good, good, good.
and
And
he's 6, and I don't know
he's
how I feel about
6.
it.
Well, let's reflect back, Jordan. Tell me
I know.
about 6 years of being a mom. And here's what, like, I also just cannot believe he's 6 years old. That is unfathomable to me. But also just like selfishly in my own like way I understand time. It's just like I can't believe that I have known you guys
I
for
know.
6 years, you know?
Well,
Like that just
longer.
like it feel I know longer, but
Yeah.
that like we came and met Camden eventually at was it some point before everything shut down? Like did we come I remember coming to your house when he was a baby, I think, but maybe I'm thinking it was in the summer or something.
I
But
don't remember. I
regardless,
really
it's just
don't.
so funny because my sister-in-law gives me a hard time because I think I've finally stopped, but for the longest time I'd always be like, "Oh, my friend Jordan, like she's Camden's mom." If you've been like, I would always refer to you as Camden's mom, and her
Yeah.
husband works in the pit, and so like Mitch knows it. And she's like, "Helen,
It's
we
been
know who
six
Jordan is. She
years.
she is in the family. She like
I
yeah,
know. I've
you,
I've come to a lot of your
you
family
come to the
stuff.
family. You're the you stick around. You help out. Like you are. Yeah, no, you are in and of the family.
You guys are
Um,
like, why does this girl keep showing up?
no, 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 no. It's just
I've
I
I've
think I
adopted
just
you
can't get
guys.
over time. And so yeah, thinking
Yeah,
about the fact that Camden is 6, which means I've known you for more than 6 years, which
I
means
know.
but also just like how closer we've gotten in the last I mean the last year especially, but even just the last
Certainly.
few years. It's just
Yeah,
friendship is cool
it
and
is.
kids are a great excuse to
I know.
connect with people sometimes. I don't
It
know.
is.
Those are all my thoughts and reflections, but
Yeah.
how have these six
Six
years been?
years of
What's
being
that mean to you?
a mom. It's wild. I look back, day one, I just, and I won't go in super detail because we have other things to talk about, but just that moment that he exists. I mean, he existed
Mm-hmm.
before. I get that he
Mm-hmm.
existed literally in my body, which is still a
Mm-hmm.
weird thing. But then he was just out and existed, and I'm looking at him
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, how are you? You're a stranger. I mean, my doctor, but all these other doctors around. You're being
Mm-hmm.
held. This
Mm-hmm.
human that I made is being held by all these
Mm-hmm.
other people around me. And it was
Yes.
just a strange, and then to hear, like, he cried.
Yeah.
I'm like, I guess we just take him now? Like, is anybody gonna do anything about this? Like, we just have him?
Uh-huh.
These are
Except
just
also, I mean, yours
ours?
is also C-section. You're like, I'm just laying here and I
Yeah.
can't actually move.
Oh
And
man.
now they're like, and I won't go into all of those details either, but
Right.
what a
Well, just
bizarre
a quick
thing.
if you have not had or are going to have a C-section,
Yeah.
I was not warned about the shakes. Nobody told me about the
Yeah.
like the
You
tremors
had
shake.
warned me about the shakes, and then I was like,
Yes,
well, good
nobody
thing I
told
don't have to
me.
worry about that because I'm gonna have a natural, unmedicated birth. Uh,
Yeah,
and then that
yeah.
didn't happen. But that's
No.
what and this is, I want to hear more about you. Because I'm just sitting here. I always forgot that my due date was Camden's birthday.
Yes,
But this
yes.
technically was my due date a year ago. But I was not to have Violet for another almost two
I know.
weeks.
You
So
had a
all the,
ways to
but like
go.
honestly, all these memories and emotions are really coming up for me because I'm just remembering the uncertainty
Yeah,
and fear and anxiety and excite, all the things, but
it's
like
all of it.
leading up to it, it is just, yeah. And then that moment when all of a sudden they are in the world,
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
truly changes you.
I knew what day just and
Mm-hmm.
I had to be a C-section, do some other stuff, but um it was strange like the day before knowing like tomorrow I'm having a
Mm-hmm.
baby. Like
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow he's gonna be here.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that, when you don't have a C-section, it's still this kind of unpredictable thing.
Mm-hmm.
But just to know, like, I went to bed and then I woke up and he was actually, I don't mind saying this now because I've moved past it being a traumatic thing, but I was supposed to have him in the morning.
Oh, the peanut butter thing.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And I didn't. So, for anyone who doesn't know me, I cannot swallow a pill. I don't care what size it is. It could be the tiniest thing. I just can't do it. It's mind or mental thing, whatever. And there's a medicine I take every morning, and they're like, well, you'll still take it in the morning of your C-section. Well, I have to, like a dog, sneak it in with like a cheese chunk or not actually cheese, but I have
Or a
to.
hot dog. Is that
Or,
what you were going to
yeah, I was
say
gonna say a
next?
hot dog. That's how
Every
my
morning,
sister joked.
gotta make my
Like she
glizzy.
get a little hot dog or cheese chunk and toss it in to trick her.
Oh, that's so funny.
So I would be having, like a granola bar or something in the morning and just like quickly toss it in as I'm,
Hmm.
ready to. Anyways, so I did that, but with a C-section because it's a major surgery. You're not supposed to have any food. I don't remember if it was 12 hours or
Mm.
16 or whatever it is, but so I tried that. I did it with the tiniest possible little bite ever, like barely anything, just so that I could take my pill. And then when the anesthesiologist was like, "Well, did you have anything?" I said, "Well, I took my medicine and I had to, take it with this tiny thing." She's like, "Well, we can't do your C-section today." And I lost it. And she was not kind
Yes.
about it either. And I
Uh,
get that it was like, all right, I was a scheduled thing and now I've just
yeah.
effed up everybody's day. So sorry.
But
Uh,
also, ugh.
so my doctor, she was like, "Well, I have a party to go to for my brother, so I can come back tonight." And it was like, like 2.5 hours away or something. She's like, "That's fine." So I just was at the hospital all day because I had already gotten all the
You'd already
workup,
checked
and it
in.
was like,
Yeah.
well, he just wasn't supposed to come in the morning. Okay, he
Yeah.
just wasn't. So instead of 8 in the morning, I had him at 8 at night.
Amazing.
So 6 years later, for the rest of my life, I will remember that story. My in-laws definitely remember that story. My father-in-law likes to razz me about that. But yeah, and now having two, and
Yeah.
it's just it's just seeing Camden and Lily play together now, and like Lily is, she's two and has this whole personality, and
Mm.
just really kind of becoming this little human that
Mm.
responds to things and knows what you're
Hmm.
saying and chooses not to do the things that you're asking them to do. So
But gets very excited about bubbles and the
totally loves
shakers
bubbles. Yeah,
and the
yeah,
stickers
yeah,
at Friday Friends.
yeah. Loves Miss Emma at the library.
Yes.
Asks for her by name, Miss Emma. Where's our
Aw.
bubbles? So it's very cute. But
It's
yeah,
very cute.
6 years of being a mom.
Incredible. Incredible. Yeah. Well, thinking about these incredible kids you have, what are some lessons that you want to
Mm.
pass on to them?
I I Brian and I both daily try to say to Camden and Lily, just that we're so proud of them,
Mm,
and that they are just we try to, not in like a "you're the best at everything," not like some
hmm
kind of false inflating their ego to the point where
hmm
they couldn't handle criticism, but um like, you are good at this, you are brave, you are strong,
hmm
you are smart, you're capable, and remind them of examples of when they're showing these things. So
hmm
just small little things like that to hopefully get that internal monologue going for
hmm
them, so I can do it externally, so that they can begin to hopefully internalize that as I am
hmm
strong, I am good at this, I am funny, I'm smart.
hmm
um and just, I really, Brian says it like every day when he goes out the door to go to school, be kind today, buddy.
mm,
Just like be kind to be kind to
yeah.
somebody.
Oh,
Be a
I
good
love that.
friend. So
He
small
is a good
small
friend.
little things.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, he's sweet. He's competitive. I will give him that.
You can be both.
You get
You
to
can
that
be
gaga
kind and
ball and it's
competitive.
like,
Yeah.
it's cutthroat. Are we
No.
friends? Not in the gaga ball pit. No, he is. But
Of
just
course.
just
No,
those kinds
I
of.
call it friendly competition for a reason.
Yes. Well, we're definitely working on our skills of when we don't win and how to
Mhm.
handle that with good
Yeah.
sportsmanship. So
Yeah. That's tricky.
we do that with soccer, and
Yeah.
but
Big
all
emotions.
all all those things, just kindness
Yeah.
and trying to make someone's day better. Like,
Hmm.
so being a good
Yeah.
friend.
No, I love all of that. I want the same
Yeah.
for Vi as well. And I think the one other thing that I want to like instill is that you can ask me anything and tell me everything.
Yeah.
And maybe that's coming from a personal place, not anything like like on my parents or anything
Right,
like
not
that. It's
critical,
just
just
myself knowing that I've always been a like keep it in, reserved kind of person and
ditto.
struggle to know when to tell people things or how
Yeah,
to tell them or like
yeah,
I don't want to take up too much space or time or bother them or just anything like that. But I want to make
relatable.
sure she knows that if she gets any sort of that, gene from me, that you can talk to me anytime. You can tell me
Yeah,
whatever it is. You can ask me whatever question you have.
yeah,
And I think that that's something too that Mitch perhaps is why it's so important to me because that's what he has become for me as well. The person that I know I can always go to. And I see that he's already doing that for her in like just the littlest ways
mm,
that,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So
To be listened to.
to be
You're
listened
worth
to.
being listened to.
Yes, you have a
You're not a
voice.
bother.
Yeah, yeah. Not a bother. You're just the cutest. That's
Yeah,
that's what I tell her every day. Go be cute.
go be cute. It's not hard. She is
It's
cute.
working. Yeah, yeah. No, it's because I say that. That's
Yeah,
why. It's
but also
correlation. I
she's
don't know.
cute.
She is cute. No, kids are cute. Lessons are
Ah,
important because life
yes,
is,
sir.
again, life is big and heavy and scary.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
we do what we can to face that. But I think a lot of that right now is looking like some different advocacy kind of avenues for us.
yeah,
Because there's the things that we can do within our house and with our kids and instilling all the values we want, but then we also have responsibility perhaps beyond our familial spheres as well. And I don't know why I'm using big words here. This is what happens when I go to a conference for 2 days. I'm like, oh yeah, this is
Helen
how
came back with a
this is
bunch
how
of big
academic Helen
words.
talks. Uh-huh.
Or
Scaffolding
like
sociality.
what was it Becca said last week? Like use your academic talk or use your
Yes.
academic language.
That's it though. Yeah.
Helen
No,
is
I
using that
definitely.
academic language.
But I think especially as folks in education,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
we do feel, I think, a sense of responsibility. But what I mean, this was the big question that you posed for today is what does advocacy look like?
Yeah, I mean, I would say it certainly started um I mean, I guess before I was a school counselor, but when I was a school counselor advocating for my students and
Mm-hmm.
big or small, whatever that was for whatever was hopefully going to be in their best interest or, future plans, helping them advocate for themselves. It's not
Mm-hmm.
not just me trying to take care of a problem for them, but how can you take care of this problem too? What's a way that you can stand up for yourself or hey, you're having a conflict with a teacher. Okay, rather than me send an email saying,
Mm-hmm.
so and so said they're getting mad at you in class, it's
Mm-hmm.
how can we have a conversation together? How could you do a conversation yourself? I can be there if it would help, but ultimately you're in the class, so those kinds of things happen all the time, and then certainly bigger things too. But now, post school counselor role and now mom and um, I mean, I don't know what I would call myself now doing whatever all this
Yeah.
advocacy stuff.
You're,
Um, it's it it's because I am a mom that I now recognize the importance and the urgency
mm,
of the things that I am doing and trying to share.
mm-hmm.
I am not trying to parent someone else's child
Mm-hmm.
or make a parenting decision for someone. And I know that that can get tricky. And I think that's why I put, it can be like you're being misunderstood. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not, it's not a judgment. It's not, I'm trying to make a decision for you. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's because I now know so much about social media companies and how those things work and function and the deceptive practices and the manipulative practices and the harm. It's the harm that is
Mm-hmm.
being caused. Because I know that, I just feel it is my responsibility now to inform others,
Mm-hmm.
um, and hopefully then that way they can make an informed decision. I think
Mm-hmm.
it was last time or some other time. Social media doesn't harm everyone in the same way. and I think I
Hmm.
related that to like smoking.
Right. Yeah.
Smoking didn't harm everyone in the exact same way, but the harm was known, the potential
Hmm.
harm was known, and it was being hidden and lied about by the companies that, made
Hmm.
these health harming products. And so that's why it's a very similar playbook. I just found out. So I follow the Nikki Petrosi scrolling to death. She is in the social media trials, like she's in
Hmm.
the courtroom right now, and they were doing jury selection. And she said one of the lawyers of the families told her that, I don't know if it was Meta, I think it was Meta, hired, like they have the same law office as the big tobacco
Oh,
try, like they hired the same, like
wow.
it's
I
like,
mean, that's
really,
smart
of
move on
all
their
the,
part.
I
That's the
know,
playbook.
it sure
As
is, and they
yeah.
are quite literally taking a
Wow.
page from their book. So
Well, hopefully it's
yeah. So if you are not
that's
following those trials, and I am, and I'll try and, kind of share out what I can, but
hmm
the heat is on. So scrolling to death, Nikki Petrosi, that's her podcast, and she is now doing kind of like a special series partnering with the Heat Initiative. So it's called The Heat
hmm
is On, and it's the social media trials. And I believe they're supposed to, they're in jury selection right now. Which, could you imagine being a juror on that? Like,
Yeah.
how could you not be aware of it or sway? Like, if you use social media, it's so tricky. It's so
Yeah. I
tricky.
mean, can you remind me what specifically, like, what is the case or
Well,
cases that are
there are
currently?
multiple, but the
Yeah.
one that's kind of getting the the spotlight, if you will, right now, her initials are KGM. I believe they
Hmm.
have said her now. Her name is maybe Kaylee,
Hmm.
and they use her
hmm
initials because she's still alive,
hmm
and is suing, or her family is suing because of the harms that were caused to her, or done to her by social media. What they're going to do, the social media companies are going to say, well, it's because of all these other things, these other
hmm
factors in her life. But you don't, you don't ask. I wish that I could remember exactly how they said this, but it was something like, you don't ask someone's background, when you give them. I'm gonna butcher it, so I don't. I'll have to go back and remember that for
hmm
next time. But there was a really good, like, you don't ask if someone comes from a divorced home when they like don't wear their seatbelt. It's something silly like
Sure.
that. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll have to look that back up, because I
Mhm.
thought, gosh, that's such a good point to make. Like, you don't argue with someone about that. It has nothing to do with that.
hmm
So that's happening right now.
And I
And
think I heard the guy from the Can't Look Away. I mean, that the head
yeah,
guy of the
yeah. So it's the
social
Social
media
Media Victims
advocacy
Law Center.
victims. Yeah, I heard him being interviewed on NPR
Yeah,
recently. I
and
was like, oh, I know that voice. I remember that guy.
Laura Marquez Garrett is one of the other
Hmm.
attorneys, and she's
Okay.
been sharing information, and she's a mom too, and she talks about, it's like, I can't not do this.
Yeah.
I know too much. I know what harm, if people only knew, if this was,
hmm
shared with the masses, all of these horrible things that have occurred, and they know, and that's the hardest part is, or the hardest, worst, whatever. The social media companies know, and they could fix it. They could change it,
hmm
but it would lose them money, and it would lose them
hmm
users, and
hmm
therefore they're not doing it. They could set
hmm
up these things that truly could make something safe, and they don't do it because they're not being forced to, so they won't. So
hmm
we'll see. This trial is going to be huge.
Yeah.
But attorneys general have filed suit, and school districts too. So
Okay. Yeah, I knew it was
there's
several things going on. Yeah.
multiples going on.
Yeah, you'll definitely have to keep us up on
Yeah,
that because it's a lot to follow.
it is.
It's a
It
lot to keep
is, and
track of, but I know you're
I'm
deep in it and good
trying to
at
keep track
bringing out. Yeah, no,
to
so I
share because it's
appreciate you
important.
doing that. It is. It is. Yeah.
So
Um,
what's your you wrote struggle of
struggle.
navigating
Yeah, I don't
different
know. So like I
spaces.
was thinking about this question of like what advocacy looks like and I think overall, like it looks different for me in different spaces, I guess. And
Hmm.
I think more recently, as I've been teaching about the history of education and like, just getting me to do more deeper reflection on my own teacher education, I think I was very much like trained, taught in an era that really emphasized social justice
Mm.
and multicultural, diversity, social justice. Like all these things were just part of
Hmm.
the conversation for me. So that when I got into schools and realized, like, oh, we're not here yet. Like, here's what
Yeah.
I was taught to do, but here's the reality. There was a little bit of that. And so I think in a lot of ways, I've had to navigate that kind of line in my life of just recognizing like reckoning my beliefs and values with the culture of a community
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
finding like what matters most to put my advocacy towards, if that makes sense. And I know I'm not sharing a lot of specifics right now, but I think just in the course of, I mean, I've been in schools for a decade now, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
in one way or another, I've been in school or teaching in a school or for the most part doing both
Right.
for about a decade now in a variety of contexts. And I think just as I've shifted between like teaching at Peoria High, getting my master's degree while working with younger elementary students, and then coming into Morton and then studying classes at ISU and now teaching classes at ISU and then teaching at another institution. It's just a lot of different, yeah, community norms. And I think in each of those spaces, as far as education goes, like they all care about individual student well-being. And I
Yeah.
truly believe that. And then it's just, I don't know, I'm rambling and I don't have an end point to these
That's
thoughts here, but
okay.
I think that, and I guess it also is what I'm thinking about, like what I mentioned before with like, I take me to a conference for 36 days and I come back saying familial something or other.
You were gone for
Um,
36 days, Helen.
Did I say 36 days? Good Lord. That's what it feels like. It really does. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry,
Imagine
Violet.
what could happen in 36 days. I don't know what I would do if I was away for
Man.
36 days.
Yeah.
Whoa. I would
Where would
take
you go?
three. I'd take
Yeah.
three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Three to six.
Yeah, three to
three,
six.
3 to 6, not 36. It's a lot of days. I just like
That's
my
a lot of days.
house. I was
Yeah.
just like, I'm just ready to get
I'd
home.
miss my bed.
When you like shower in a hotel, but you don't feel
No,
clean,
it's not the
and you
same.
sleep in a hotel, but you don't feel rested. That's
I
definitely,
mean, I might.
I didn't,
I might.
but
I I
fair.
haven't
I mean,
been.
it was not a snuggle
It
fest, so that's
wasn't.
for
You weren't
sure.
getting smacked in the face with a 5-year-old's
Hmm.
hand.
Hmm. But
Yeah.
anyway, I guess
Yeah.
all that to say that, what I meant by struggling, navigating different spaces is just, I think at this point and where I am, it's like I have my classroom, my one class I'm teaching this semester. And I do think that for most of the last decade, I've tied most of my social justice work to my teaching,
Hmm.
right? And just doing what I do in my classroom to advocate for my students individually and
Yeah.
to teach my students to be empathetic, caring individuals who recognize the world beyond themselves and their
Yeah.
communities, right? Who have an understanding of the world. And I think that's the power of literature and the power of reading and literacy broadly construed. And I deeply, deeply believe this. When I'm in this phase of my life where teaching is just one small portion of what I do right now, I think that's where I've been like, okay, so what does this look like for me as a writer, but also what does this look like for me as a mom?
Hmm.
And like thinking back to it to a year ago, plus give or take a week or month or whatever, like in those first couple months being home with a newborn when your life really is just a bubble,
It's
like
just them. Yep.
because you can't think
Yeah.
about anything beyond this tiny precious human being. There was a kind of comfort to that in a way. I mean, a lot of comforting things that come with that, but it was just like, this is all that matters right now.
Right.
And I almost got to, ignore the world outside of us in a way that then like re-entering the world, I think that then brought some guilt back with me being like, oh, here's what happened while you were,
While you
you
were
know,
away.
while you were what exactly your
Uh-huh.
36 days or whatever.
Yeah.
And has been an ongoing thing of like, so what does advocacy look for me as the mom of a young, still baby, because it's not
Yeah.
like you have a kid in schools. And so you are
Yeah, that's
actively
changed how
working in the
I've approached
district,
it.
right?
Yeah.
Or like working with people in the district, working
Yeah, definitely
with,
trying to.
have a direct link to your kids' schools. Um, but yeah, and
I
now
think that just brought up uh, I think a good distinction to make is advocacy doesn't necessarily have to mean like conflict. I
yeah,
think for some reason
100%.
sometimes
Mm-hmm.
that word almost is like, well, then you're fighting
Mm-hmm.
with people. And
Mm-hmm.
that's where maybe my feeling of being misunderstood a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not attacking it in
Mm-hmm.
this particular instance, this, the school district. I'm supportive of. Camden has a wonderful teacher, wonderful
Mm-hmm.
principal. I know certainly other people in the district, as do you, that are wonderful educators. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's a system issue. It's education in general, with the reliance on, or at least the piece I'm trying to go, support or help or change,
Mm-hmm.
with the as much technology as that's being used. And now the
Mm-hmm.
research is coming out and saying, "Oh, that's maybe not the best
Let's
idea."
back it up. Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
let's reverse course here a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's not no technology at all, because that's A, not possible, and B, it's not a good idea. But it's
Mm-hmm.
it's the type of technology that's being used, and the way it's being used, it's not good for learning. It's not good for
Mm-hmm.
kids' mental and physical and
Mm-hmm.
social and emotional
Mm-hmm.
health, all the things.
Yeah,
Um,
and it's interesting you say that too, because I think I've used the word advocacy as a almost gentler way of activism. Like I think that has also
yeah,
become
yeah,
a
it's like
word that you throw
it's a
that
hot
out and that
word.
gets uncomfortable. And now advocates, but at the end of the
Yeah,
day, it is
it's just
caring about
standing up for
other
something.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. And it's unfortunate that these words and movements get tied to political,
something.
partisan
Yeah,
issues or belief systems,
yeah,
dogmatic, perhaps, belief systems beyond just being good people and caring about others. Because, yeah,
right.
it doesn't have to mean conflict. It doesn't have to
Yeah,
mean
and I haven't
right versus
encountered
wrong or pro con
conflict
two sides. It's
yet.
just, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I really have every conversation that I've had.
Hmm.
Every person's been willing to listen, even if we don't have the same approach or same
Hmm.
viewpoint. Like,
Hmm.
there hasn't been a conflict. I suppose they could be saying stuff once I leave that's like, oh, she's crazy. I don't know.
They're not.
But I,
And
I
you're
don't think they are.
obviously, yeah,
And
no.
I'm at least approaching it again in a way that's like, I want to work together. This can
Hmm.
be collaborative. It doesn't have to
Hmm.
be this adversarial thing. But
Hmm.
um, I do want to bring up what the other thing that is happening today, or this
Yeah.
month-long adventure, which I
Oh, yeah.
already noticed even doing it, starting today, I noticed a difference. So today started off February,
Hmm.
and I recognize that this will not be on February 1st that it airs, but you can still, even if you didn't start on February 1st, it
Hmm.
doesn't matter. You can do this anytime. It doesn't even have to be February. But if you want to have it be this collective thing, I've learned there's power. There truly is power in number of people. I want to work on this collectively. So off February just means delete social media apps from your phone. You don't have to deactivate or delete your account. That's probably not possible for a lot of people anyways, because that's maybe how you get your news, or you run a business and you advertise.
Hmm.
So it's not deleting it entirely. But if you have a computer, using it on your computer instead, and like being intentional about the time that you use it. So if you're going to social media, what are you going there for? What's the purpose
Hmm.
for using it? And I suppose if you don't have a computer, then like just doing it on your browser, delete the app.
Hmm.
It's way clunkier, and I'll tell you, I noticed that today. I haven't used Facebook on a browser. I haven't tried Instagram yet, but on a browser, and it
Clunky as
sucks.
heck. Yeah.
It sucks. It's terrible.
That's how
Um,
I only
so
use it on,
I was like,
yeah.
I don't even want to use this. But I did it today, and tomorrow I have a news interview.
Whoop, whoop.
with a yeah, a news interview number two. Although I guess technically it will be number three. I haven't
Incredible.
I won't share much about the other one because it
Yeah. You've
hasn't
just
come
had a
out
lot of
yet.
things going on.
But this will be not the one tomorrow, but the one I did last week. It's gonna be on a much larger scale. Like
Heck
we're
yeah.
talking national. So,
Yeah.
and it's not just me, featured.
Yeah.
I'm part of a kind of a larger story, but I'm really excited to see how that all
Hmm.
comes together. And I do feel anxious knowing that it is a national media outlet and having my name on something,
Hmm.
especially a name that's not common. It's like you type Jordan Spiegelmeyer in and you're finding me. I don't know if
Hmm.
there are any other Jordan Spiegelmeyers. Maybe there are. But you're definitely gonna find me. So yeah, doing that tomorrow. Talking about off February, and I tried my best. I like I've said to you before, I write emails that are way too long, but I just feel like I need to explain myself. Like, see, I'm not crazy. This isn't anything that you need to be worried about. Like, you can do this. But I emailed like every elected or government official or whatever in our town, and I never heard anything back. That's fine. Um, Maybe someone read it and they'll do it personally, but maybe I'm skeptical of something that I'm getting from
Hmm.
someone I don't know, and what is this? But it's truly just tell people in your town to delete social media, to spend time with people that they love, activities that they want to reconnect with, nature, whatever.
Hmm.
But a few places here in town agreed to share about it. The Park District being one of them, which was great.
Oh, great.
I talked
That's.
with Joel at the
Mm-hmm.
Park District, and he, certainly is someone that has met me and knows me personally. So it's like, see, I'm not a crazy person. I was like, it's free, it's non-commercial, it's non-partisan. Like,
Hmm.
there's no like sneaky agenda getting
Hmm.
stuck in there. It's like, just tell people in our town to delete
Well, there's
social
probably
media.
a good marketing move for the park district to,
I would hope it's
is,
like, get
it
people
sucks
out in
in
your
it's
parks,
February,
and
it's cold, but they do offer lots of
they do.
programming and stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
that's why I made the website that was just for
Hmm.
Morton, and I came up with a list of 28
Oh,
scroll
nice.
free, not screen free, scroll free things to do,
Ooh.
and just like tagged a bunch of local businesses. And was like,
Yeah.
I'm not affiliated with any of this.
Yeah.
I want to I want to promote something positive in our
Hmm.
town. So,
And the great news is, Jordan, February comes once every year. So like you're laying so
well, and
much, so many bricks this
I
year.
already
You're laying
thought
groundwork, but
it'll
like,
come back around, and then maybe it'll be something like,
hmm,
oh, okay, this wasn't weird.
yeah, this was a
Like,
thing, and
we
now
could
we're
do
doing it
this, and
again.
maybe now we
Yes.
could make actual
Yeah.
events around this, or
Hmm.
gathering places.
Hmm.
And another person I've connected with, actually in Milwaukee, she's doing it there.
Cool.
You know, put together our website like I did, and we passed some ideas back and forth to each other. She had a kickoff event tonight at a pizza
Mhm.
place,
Oh,
and the
fun.
pizza place was offering 10% off the order, and then like you
If you
fill out
use
your
the app on their phone. Just
yeah.
kidding.
If you fill out there, I made a little, pledge card.
Mm.
Basically, it's like I did this for 28 days, and saying if participating businesses want to honor it, then maybe you get some kind of a treat or trinket or, discount. Again, as a way, I thought, it's February, it's cold, nobody's going out. People aren't
Yeah.
going out to businesses. Maybe this is a way to help other businesses,
Hmm.
Again,
To make a
I
little Pizza Hut book it
yeah.
and
Did you read all 28 days? Get 10% off your personal pan pizza, or get
oh
a
my
free personal pan
gosh.
pizza.
Yeah. Oh, I would do it.
Um,
I mean, I am doing it, but I would do it
yeah,
again for a pizza. Do it
yeah,
every
totally.
month.
I'll do a lot. Well, anyways, I was like, I'll do a lot of things for
Dang, Jerry.
free pizza.
What'd you do for
Um,
Klondike Bar? Kill your wife? Sorry. That's a
oh my
Parks
gosh,
quote.
Klondike bars. I haven't thought about that in years. My dad used to like Klondike bars. Are those
Also
still
for
a thing?
any, as
Is
far
that
as
still
I
a thing?
know, yeah.
You can still buy
But
those.
that is, I just completely botched that Parks and
Oh,
Rec.
was it
Uh,
Parks and Rec?
it was Parks and when Jerry falls into a, dang, Jerry, fall into a lake for a burrito. What'd you do for a Klondike bar? Kill your wife?
Is that Aziz Ansari?
It's Amy Poehler doing an impression of
Oh,
Aziz.
okay.
They
That's
say,
funny.
imagine what Tom would say. Anyway.
Good old Parks and Rec.
And how did I get there? I'm sorry. Klondike bars. Yeah, I
Something
think a
Klondike
thing.
bars. I don't know. Pizza. Yeah, off February. So if
Oh,
you haven't done it, and if you feel like social media is something that you wish that you didn't use as often, and you at
Yes.
least recognize that you have mindless use. Like
Yes.
you get sucked down a rabbit hole. We
Of
all
course you
do.
do.
It's designed that way. It's meant to do that to you. Delete it off your phone, even if it's a couple days. If you can't do all 28, fine. No one's holding you to this. But it's just being intentional about it and recognizing you don't control as much of your time on it as you think maybe that you do, because it's sucking you into it. And so take back that control and delete it. Also, it frees up a bunch of space on your phone. I ran
And
out of
your brain.
space, and your brain. I ran out of
But on
space
your phone,
taking
yes. The same.
pictures for
I still need to
Canaan's
update
birthday.
my. Oh gosh.
And it was like, and I hadn't deleted them yet. And I go, oh my
Oh,
gosh, that's right. It's off February. Delete. And so I deleted Facebook and Instagram,
nice.
and like 5 gig came.
Oh, that's great.
Like, that's amazing.
Yeah, I
So,
still need to update my phone to the most recent operating system
oh, I
because it's all
can't. I ran out of
system
space.
data. Yeah.
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 That is so much
It's what
time.
a backwards. Yeah.
Man, what a scam.
Yeah.
It's all a scam.
It is all a
I'll
scam.
get you to get a new phone. Don't get
Go
me
to,
started
yeah.
on Apple. But yeah, off
Um,
February. And then do I really want to? Oh, you say your thing, and then
ver-
I need to say
oh,
I have
well,
to
let
say
me
the
say
dark
my,
thing. I
yeah,
have
then let
to.
me say my dumb thing, which is just somewhere in here, there's a joke about me thinking that off February it has to do with bug spray. And so
Oh,
the goal is to not get any
yeah.
bugs bites through the month of February,
You know
which,
what? You
and then we
can't
get
go
our first
outside.
sponsorship with off.
That's right.
Since it's all capitalized, because it's not
It
an
is.
acronym, right? It's just
No,
like
not to my
emphatic.
knowledge. Yeah, it's just turn it off.
Off
You're,
phone. That's what it
you know,
stands
when
for.
someone types at you in all caps and you assume they're
Yes.
yelling, that's
Yes,
off
I
February.
do.
Off February. Oh, sorry, that was so loud in the microphone. I'm so sorry.
No, no,
I
no.
should have leaned back. You're gonna
Nope,
maybe
you're
have to
good.
edit that because
No, usually I gotta bring you up and bring me down. So I think
oh,
that'll get
okay.
us. You just gotta yell like
Ooh,
that the whole time.
I won't
Um,
do it again. That was terrible. So sorry. I
well, and
startled
this is
myself.
no. You're good. You're good. I just my one little actual piece I wanted to add here in the realm of off February is my reminder to self that I do need to delete Instagram from my phone.
Yeah.
That's the only real social media app I think I have on my phone on my little high horse over here. No. What was I actually going to say is kind of back to what I wanted to talk about the opening too, but recognizing the difference between like turning something off and tuning, like turning off social media versus
Yeah.
tuning out the world. Cause I think I hear a lot of that
Yeah.
rhetoric in these spaces too of like, I just can't read the news anymore because it makes me sad. And I just stopped
Yeah.
reading, checking Facebook because it's all bad news. And like, so I don't know, that logic frustrates me at times
Yeah.
because as I've probably said before, like it
You
is a
still need to be
privilege to be able,
informed.
yeah, I still need to be informed and you still can be mindfully informed and know where you're getting your news media
Yeah.
from and how
Go
you're
to the
getting
library.
and how it
Get a
affects you
newspaper.
and when to consume. Like that's why I listen to the news while I run because that's how
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
rage run and get the emotion.
Sometimes.
Sometimes I need to, yeah. So just that was my little 2 cents
Yeah.
is that
Yeah, I liked when I read that
again
difference
because people
between turning
use
off and tuning out.
tuning out like
Yeah. Yeah.
turning off doesn't have to mean tuning out. It means being intentional. It means finding the spaces
Yeah,
that
I still used
that
Facebook
matter.
today in
Yeah,
order to share about off February, but
there
I
you
did it
go.
from a computer and it was clunkier.
Yeah.
It's not as easy. And so
Mhm.
I did not stray into other things. It's like I want to get off of this thing. Like
You
it's
didn't
not
start a poke war with me.
I didn't oh, you want me to I don't even know how to do that through the app, but I think I can on
I
the
think
real
it's
one.
easier on the yeah.
Okay,
So
well, I'll start that.
there we go. But yes, final things that
Yeah,
you wanted to mention tonight also important.
it is important. It is heavy, and I may cry, which I have not done on this podcast before, but it's an honest feeling and it's an honest reaction to something that happened quite literally today. Um, I I mean, I don't know. I know this made national news. It had spread nationally, but it was definitely a local story and local to my home in Indiana. And I Carmel is right next to Fishers, Indiana. If you've never heard of Fishers, Indiana, or Carmel, it's just suburbs north of Indianapolis. And earlier in January, I believe she was 17. A girl from Fishers went missing. She left. I think they had. Again, I did not follow this super closely just because it was troubling and hard for me to see. And while I paid attention in hopes that it would be a positive outcome, it was not. And earlier this evening, I saw that she has died, and I have to say allegedly. I mean, not that a man was arrested. A 39-year-old man in Ohio was arrested, and it is presumed that he killed her, again, allegedly. And through the unimaginable pain and horror that I'm sure her family is dealing with, her dad created a petition. And in the news article that I read, it says this. The petition says this: today's predators often pose as friends, peers, or mentors, reaching children through social media, game platforms, and online communities. Our laws, alerts, and education standards must reflect that reality. And he is now pushing for something called Haley's Law that is going to mandate predator awareness education in Indiana schools focused on online grooming, digital manipulation, and coercive tactics used today. And I saw that story and just thought, this is why I am speaking out in the way that I am, because I just cannot fathom that pain. So,
and it shouldn't have to come to that.
It shouldn't have to. And the news statement, they don't specify. They say gaming platform. So I imagine details will come out. It's clearly very early. This is happening right now. But it is stated that she met this man on a gaming platform, and his petition says enough, teaching in schools, mandating in schools, at least in Indiana, online predators and how to recognize those things. So just, an immediate happening right now, tragic, horrible example of why for my family, we're not doing social media, and we're not doing online gaming platforms with, communication with strangers. I recognize that this doesn't happen to everyone, but it happened to their family, and they didn't think that it would. So
awareness and advocacy matter.
Yeah. So I am gonna think about her and their family.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that with me and with our community.
Her name was Haley Busby. That was her name.
Thank you. Yeah. And like I said before, it's okay to not be okay when things aren't okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with that, even on a definitely, it was a happy day, even though I'm ending on a sad note. Overall, at least for me in my space right here, it was a happy day because I got to celebrate my wonderful 6-year-old, and that's why I'm doing all of these things. Darn it. So I'm going to be all done talking now because I can't anymore. So I will just say, as I always do now, that you should go outside and you should touch the grass, and it is slightly warmer, so you can rejoice in the fact that it's not 5 below zero, it's now just 5.
It's like it's warmer, you're right, it is warmer. And thank you again to Brian Spickelmeyer, who does our podcast music. Jordan Spickelmeyer does social media, even on the clunkiness of a desktop computer during all February. I'm Plevka-Jones, and I do the audio editing. Catch you on the flippity flip.